Hi, everyone. I had an appointment on the 15th to have my extractions taken care of and to get my intermediate dentures. And today's the 24th. I'm just now ready to do this video. And I'm pretty much going to tell you everything I can remember. So, um, you know, it may be a little too much information. I don't know. Just take what you need and leave the rest. And if I had to choose a theme for today's video, it would be patience. Okay, so my appointment was on the 15th. The night before, of course, I was just, I don't know, nervous. I don't know. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get comfortable. I kind of tossed and turned, and at about 3:30 in the morning, I said, okay, enough. I just went ahead and got up. And that worked out fine. I had a very leisurely morning. I took a long soak in the tub. I had breakfast and just relaxed and took my time. And it was actually pretty enjoyable. And as far as eating before your appointment, I had elected to only get shots for my anesthetic, even though the dentist offered a number of different options. I was only comfortable with shots because I was driving myself, and I was I was concerned that I just didn't want to jeopardize my safety with driving, and I knew, shots never bothered me in the past, so that's what I decided to go with. So one thing I did before I left home to go to my appointment, first of all, I wore comfortable clothing that was just old. If for some reason, okay, they're going to be doing extractions, so there's going to be blood involved. And I thought, well, if by chance some blood gets on my shirt or pants, I don't want to wear anything that I'm going to be really upset with, if I can't get the stain out. So I wore decent clothes, but, if I had to throw them away, no big deal. I also made sure I had a roll of paper towels in my vehicle and a pad of paper and a pen. So I went to my appointment, and I got there early, probably, 20 minutes early or so. It was a perfect time. There was enough time for me to fill out the additional paperwork, answer their last minute questions. We had a discussion about a few things. Then they showed me to my room. They showed me my dentures, asked if they were okay, and I said, if one little tiny thing could be changed, they would be perfect. The adjustment was made, and so we were good to go. They hooked me up to a blood pressure machine, and then the dentist came in and again, just made sure, do you have any questions and what have you. And then it was time for my shots. Now, I don't know about your experience with dentists, but every other time I've gone to the dentist, every single time, besides this one that I went to the dentist, the dentist would give me a shot, wait 5 or 10 minutes. Are you numb yet? You're not numb yet? Okay, let's give you another shot. Another 5 or 10 minutes. Are you numb yet? Oh my gosh, you're still not numb. Let's give you another shot. And this just keeps going. By the time my mouth would be numb, a significant amount of time had passed, and I felt like a pincushion. So that's been my previous experience with dentists. I will say I'm very happy with my current dentist. He did not play that game. This dentist, he used the long Q-tip with the oral gel on it. He put that around my gums on the outside and then around my gums on the roof side of my teeth, and waited a few minutes, and then one shot per tooth all the way around on the outside and all the way around on the roof side of my mouth. And I was impressed. I mean, most of the shots did not hurt at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, I felt them, but they weren't painful. They didn't hurt. Only 2 of the shots were somewhat painful, and that was just because I had an infection with those teeth, and that's probably why the shot hurt. And a short period of time later, my mouth was very numb, so it was time to start with the extractions. The first tooth that the dentist worked on was my back molar on this side. And, I was just laying there with my eyes closed. I heard him getting different, whatever you call them. I'm stuck on the word utensil, and that's not it. But anyway, the different tools that he needed, I could hear him getting different tools and so forth. The back molar, I started to protest because I heard some really bad noises. I heard cracking and crunching noises, and the dentist said, no, it's okay. Your ear is right by that molar, and sound travels through bone pretty easily. It will sound 10 times louder than it really is. And it will sound horrible with cracking and crunching and all different sorts of noises. But it's just because your ear is just right there. It's really not that bad. Anyway, he got my tooth out without any problem. It was just noisy. And I think it was at about this time I started hearing a beeping noise coming from the corner of the room. It wasn't really obnoxious. It was just like beep, beep. And eventually I kept thinking, is someone going to turn that stupid thing off? I couldn't tell if it was a timer type of thing, like, you know how a microwave beeps when it's done, but this just kept beeping. I didn't know if it was the timer. I didn't know if it was a cell phone. I didn't know what it was. It was just starting to annoy me. Okay, so anyway, this molar was taken care of, and it seemed, I couldn't tell much happening in my mouth, and it was a short period of time later, he was working on this tooth over here. And my initial thought was that he was doing a zigzag from this back tooth to this back tooth. Maybe he's doing back and forth. That doesn't make any sense, but whatever. This tooth was noisy as well, crunchy and cracky. And when he finished with that tooth, I was thinking, gosh, how much longer is this going to take? But he said, okay, so we're done with your top teeth. And I was kind of, taken aback. We are. Wow. And he asked me if I was doing okay, and I said yes. He said, do you feel okay? Yes. Then he asked me, have you ever had a problem with your blood pressure? I said, no. No, my blood pressure's always been okay. And he said, I don't know if you've heard that beeping, but that beeping is the blood pressure monitor telling us your blood pressure is really high. And I looked at him like, what? And then I started laughing, and I thought, well, of course my blood pressure is really high. I'm getting all of my teeth extracted. I'm in the dentist's office. I have a death grip with my hands on the dental chair. Of course my blood pressure's high. But anyway, the bottom line was, what the dentist explained was, he was pretty much at a stopping point. He could not do my bottom teeth because the anesthetic injections raise your blood pressure. And my blood pressure was too high now. It couldn't, he couldn't make my blood pressure go any higher. That would just not be safe. So we were pretty much done with the top teeth. And he said, I knew the dentist knew that I had infections, but the dentist told me that one of my teeth was more infected than he imagined. So he forewarned me about that. We also talked for a moment about, what he said was, with stopping where he was at, everything would be fine with my mouth. The only real issue I would probably encounter is that my top denture plate was made to function with the bottom denture plate. It was not ever made to function with my natural teeth. So he said, until you get your bottom teeth taken care of, you're probably going to be on a soft diet, period, because you're not going to be able to chew. You might have more difficulty talking. None of these problems are huge. This is just what you're probably going to encounter. And I said, yeah, that's whatever. I can deal with all that. That's okay. So we, after we finished talking about all of that, the other thing he said was that, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember exactly how he said it, but my extraction sites had the bone had really high peaks and really low valleys, and the peaks of the bone might interfere with wearing dentures. And it could even be painful to have these bony protrusions, with wearing dentures. And he wanted to do a procedure, and I can't remember the exact word, but it was something like a braid or a brood or a bride, something along that line. And he said essentially he was just going to make everything level. And I thought about it for a second, and no, yeah, please go ahead and do that. I could imagine, having trouble with having bony protrusions. That would probably get uncomfortable. And if this procedure needed to be done, I would rather have it done right then. I was already numb. My gums were already messed up. Just go ahead and get it taken care of now. I would hate to come back in later at some point to have to get numbed up and go through all of this again. So he got that all taken care of. He did all the stitches. I don't know how many stitches I got. And then he placed the denture, checked it, made adjustments, and worked with the denture for a while. And then I was done with that. The assistant, while I was waiting for my blood pressure to come down and stop making the beeping noise, I was told I couldn't leave until my blood pressure came back down. The assistant showed me how to put the C-bond adhesive in my denture. She gave me a swag bag. And then we just sat there and chit-chatted for quite some time, and in the background, this blood pressure monitor is just still beeping. Okay, so the swag bag came in this cute little bag. And what I have is ice pack that I never used. A couple of these Polident packets, which work fine. You know, they do a good job. A new Denture box that does not have anything in the cup of it. So, and you know, yeah, it works. And yet another Denture brush. And I have noticed, yeah, this is pretty stiff feeling, but when it's wet and when you're working on the denture, it doesn't seem to be as stiff. And, you know, these dentures are my intermediate dentures. I'm under the impression that I will only wear them for like 6 months to a year, then I will graduate to my permanent dentures. Anyway, the next 6 months to a year will be good for me because I will learn what will work and what won't work with my dentures, and worrying about silly things like, is this too harsh for my dentures? I'll get over it in those 6 months to a year. Yeah. Okay. So, for my bottom teeth, I decided, I am so sorry. I live next to a fire station, and I'm not going to edit the video. I'm so sorry. As far as my bottom teeth go, I decided I was just going to wait a little while before I made an appointment to have my bottom teeth taken care of. I wanted to get the infection under control. I wanted to let my gums heal. I just didn't want to throw too much at myself at once. So now, when I made my payment before I left, on the one hand, I paid less than I was expecting to pay because I only had half of the extractions done that I was expecting to have done. But on the other hand, I paid more because the abridgment, whatever it was called, that was not in my estimate. So that was an additional charge that had to be taken care of. So when you go to the dentist and you decide you're going to get dentures and you get an estimate, remember that is just an estimate. There may or may not be additional charges that have to be taken care of, depending on what's happening with your mouth. And I know that it's just the way it is. And so, just something to keep in mind, that this, the estimate is a good idea. It tells you about how much it's going to cost if there's no problems and so on and so forth. Okay. Anyway, and I was given 3 prescriptions, the pain pill, and then 2 different types of antibiotics. So, a pill to take and a mouthwash type thing. So, okay. I was really, really happy that I had paper towels in the truck, or in my vehicle. You've probably read or heard that you're going to have extra saliva, perhaps even drool. Yeah. Okay, so imagine a huge dog with a big kid. Oh, like a Saint Bernard. Imagine being a Saint Bernard who's been taken to the park on a really nice day, and there's 50 families all over the place who are barbecuing steaks and burgers and chicken and sausage and oh my, yeah, that's how much you're going to be drooling, okay? It's just what it is. And I, for one, I did not want to be swallowed. I knew there was going to be some blood mixed in with it to begin with, and yeah, I didn't want to swallow. So I was so happy that I had paper towels available. And I see that this is getting too long. So let's call this part 1. Take care. I'll post another video. Bye-bye.